Today I'm going to be fighting complete strangers for $100. We're here at the beach. I'm gonna find complete strangers. I'm gonna challenge them for $100 to tap me inside 5 minutes. They're gonna get gloves, they get to punch me, whatever. Of course, the most important thing is going to be safety. I can't go around hurting people, that's not gonna make sense. Okay, so I got my sign made and let's see. Here we go? Yeah? Okay, let's go. And before I knew it, I had my first fight already. This little kid was, as you can see, extremely strong, went for the single leg, put me down. His little brother jumped on top of it. I got completely dominated, as you can see. I was trying to outmuscle them a little bit, but it didn't make a difference. But at the end of the day, I was completely hopeless. I mean, fair play to them, they were a good opponent, but then it was ready to find some other challengers. And then we were off for real this time. The plan was going to be quite simple. I was going to walk around with my sign, I was going to approach as many people as I could, try to convince them to fight me. However, that didn't really go according to plan. You get to fight me, you're going to get gloves. Win $100 if you tap me out. No? Wanna go? Wrestle.
Ja, ik snap hem, maar ik denk even stap.
Weet je zeker? Who wants to wrestle? Nobody? €100 if you win. Anyone wants to wrestle? $100 if you win. $100 if you win wrestling. For video, for YouTube. No? After half an hour, we only got rejected. Nobody wanted to do it. But then somebody came running across the beach. Als je een submit krijg je €100. Worstelen. Worstelen? Voor de video. Jij mag zelf slaan. Ik krijg handschoenen, ik mag niks doen.
Ah, prima.
Ja? Okay, we got our first opponent who wants to take us on. We're gonna get gloves. You get to punch me, you can do whatever you want to do. If you submit me within 5 minutes, you get $100.
Alright,
Yeah?
alright.
Good deal?
And then we were ready for the first fight. Before we begin, I have to say one more thing. 99.7% of you guys haven't subscribed. That's insane. I'm at 4K subscribers now. My dream is to hit 100K subscribers by the end of the year. If you can subscribe now, you're gonna help my dream come true. Please subscribe. I was completely clueless on how this was gonna go. He immediately started with 2 punches, one to the head, one to the body. I was moving around and then he shot a takedown on me, which I did not expect. I had the left overhook, I waited, turned him around, immediately put my hands up, moving around a little bit, and then I shot for the low single. I waited for his left leg, his right leg to get across, and then I pulled him to the side and I got into side control position. He was holding on to my head, kind of a headlock position. It didn't do that much and I pulled him down with the body lock. Again into side control position. He again went for my head, which is kind of the typical what you would see maybe in this kind of situation. But for me there's zero danger there. I moved into side control, making some frames, giving him a little bit of space, seeing what he was gonna do. He moved up and I did a little suplex, got him on the ground and went into side control, controlling his arms. In this position, of course, you never want to be hit, so controlling it for crucifix was going to be a best situation here. Once again, I gave him a little bit of space, but I went behind his back, making sure I was not in front of him where he could hit me. He again went for my head, but at this point, it's not going to do anything. Still at a body lock position, and then he gave his neck away, both hooks in. I never had to apply the choke, kind of like a checkmate situation, and that was the end of the match.
What's your name?
Jari.
Jari?
Yes.
How did it go?
Hard. I thought I was doing well, but eventually you were better.
I mean, you did well. Honestly, I did very well.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm gonna give him $20 because he did so well. Congrats.
Thank you, man.
Yes. Okay, so the first fight went well. The most important thing is gonna, of course, be safety. Like I just said, I can't go around hurting people and stuff. So I immediately went for the takedown, got some control, kind of, try make it fun. It was a really good sport. Strong guy for his age, young guy, did really well. So we're gonna continue and we're gonna try and see if we can maybe find another people to fight.
And that didn't take so long.
You want to wrestle for YouTube video? If you win, you win $100. Wrestling. Wrestling? Yes. If you win, you win $100.
He was discussing with his family on if he should do it or not do it. We were trying to convince him, and after a little bit of a hesitation, he decided to do it.
Okay, we found our next opponent. What's your name?
Ajmal.
Ajman. Good that you're here. Have you some experience or anything?
From wrestling?
Wrestling?
No.
What have you done?
Some kickboxing.
Okay. Challenge is for you. You didn't want to wear gloves. You just want to wrestle.
Yeah.
If you can submit me in 5 minutes, he wins $100. Yes?
Yeah.
Fight number 2. Like I said, he didn't want to wear gloves. He just wanted to wrestle. So we started. We were kind of feeling each other out. He was a little bit hesitant, moving backwards, which, I mean, who wouldn't be in this situation? He doesn't know me. Some stranger just approached him and asked him to fight. So probably good awareness from him. I was waiting, nothing really happened, and then after a while I just decided to shoot in for a takedown. It was a sloppy takedown, was not the best. The sand kind of held me down as well, as you can see maybe in the slow motion. Usually with a takedown you go through it, but this time I shot and I just went straight into the ground, and I just had to power through it a little bit. After I got the takedown, he wanted to stand up again, and then the same thing kind of happened again. I was following him around, trying to get a takedown. This time I learned from it, so I knew if I was going to shoot for a takedown, I was going to have to go through it, which I did. I shot, got through, went to his body, got another takedown, and this time he gave his back away. That was for me the opportunity to get a hook in. I was waiting what he was going to do, and then decided to let go for the rear naked choke. The end of fight number 2, a little bit quicker, but again it was a fun match.
Okay, there was the second fight. He didn't want to punch me, he just wanted to wrestle a little bit. He's a strong guy, he was a little bit hesitant, but I think it went well. Got 2 takedowns and got his back, and then decided to let go. So really good. We're going to try and find a third and maybe fourth opponent.
We then found another group of guys. They were interested, but at the end of the day they didn't want to do it. However, they did tell us that a little bit further on the beach they found 2 guys wrestling. So they told us, go over there, you might find your new opponent. So that's what we did.
$100.
Oh.
For YouTube.
For YouTube?
For YouTube. You can punch me as well. I'm going to give you gloves. I'm not going to punch you.
Just good.
Also good, whatever you want.
Just try. I try.
Yeah?
You don't get hurt. I try.
Yeah? Where are you from?
Germany.
What's your name?
Wissam.
Okay. What's your experience? What have you done?
I have done for 2 years MMA
Okay.
and a little bit of grappling. Yes.
So you might win. If you tap me...
I don't know. We will try. We will try.
Okay, if you tap me in 5 minutes, you get 5 minutes, we're gonna put a timer. If you tap me in 5 minutes, you win $100. Yes?
I will try. Yes.
And so, fight number 3, my first real challenger. We started in the clinch. You could immediately see with his movement that he knew what he was doing. We were clinching, we were moving around. I shot for the takedown, again going for the body lock after what happened in my last fights. I was holding it, trying to pull him through, however I didn't get it. Tried to sweep him through, however I ended up in his guard. He went for the guillotine. He never went over the neck, so there was no problem there. I moved into side control, however he was quicker than me, moved into turtle and went to my back. Beautifully done by him. I was keeping my arms close, trying not to give a lot away, but he was on my back. He was immediately putting on some good pressure, making me think, and then jumped for the guillotine. Had me in guard. Luckily for me, he didn't have it correctly. I could pressure him with my right shoulder, put my hand through, and I was never in danger, luckily enough, and I managed to break it quite easily. However, I was still in his guard. As you can see, for one moment I was thinking about going for a leg lock, however I didn't do it. I jumped over one of my favorite techniques, going for the guillotine. However, he managed to jump over it, went into side control. Beautifully done by him. And then he was in side control position. I started making frames, my left arm, my right arm, and he was in side control. Kind of a bad position for me, especially if this would have been like a street fight or anything. You never want to be on your back. So I started moving towards my knees. He had a chin strap, he was around my neck. I was fighting his hands. I tried to shrug him off, didn't get it, and this time he went for the guillotine again. And this time it was in. I'm gonna be honest, he had the guillotine, he was applying the pressure, I was pushing through, and you see my hand going. For one moment I thought maybe I was gonna have to tap. His family was applauding him, they were cheering. It was kind of a high stakes moment. As you can see in the background, a group started forming. Strangers who have no idea who they were coming, they were filming, but I managed to get out of the guillotine. I was lucky to get out of the guillotine because it was in, and then he decided to get up and we were back standing into a wrestling position again. We gave each other a little bit of a breather before re-engaging, and we continued. But at this moment I knew I had to put on some pressure. I couldn't get into another guillotine. The last time I was in big trouble. He was doing better than me at this point. I was just getting out of bad positions. I shot in for another takedown, again for the body lock. I knew how to get him down, went back to the body lock, walked a little bit, made the angle and got him down. I went over his left leg, pushing it through, and then jumped over his neck, went for the guillotine. This time I didn't let his leg go. One arm guillotine and he had to tap. I tried it earlier on, he jumped over it. This time I managed to trap his leg and that was gonna be it. I won by submission. He got really close to tapping me. However, I ended up getting him back with the guillotine he tried to get me with. I'm gonna remind you one more time, please help and subscribe. I wanna hit 100k subscribers by the end of the year. If you do, you're gonna help me out massively.
He was left thigh. He could actually wrestle, so it was a little more difficult.
We ended up talking a little bit more and he and his family were extremely nice. He showed us one of his favorite techniques, which was a takedown. He showed it to us, he was like explaining to us. His family started like offering us food and drinks and they were just all extremely nice. I think this is one of the beautiful things about combat sports, is that 3 random people can just meet on a beach somewhere and bond over combat sports. Like, we didn't know each other, we just had one quick wrestling match and we're bonding and we're talking, and his family were extremely hospitable and everything. And I just think that's beautiful. Combat sports is uniting people, just like sport does, obviously. But combat sports, even more. There's so many nationalities and culture, and yeah, it was extremely beautiful.
Okay, he could actually wrestle. He got me in a guillotine in one moment. I thought maybe I'm gonna have to tap, but I got out, got him back with the guillotine. He's actually a good wrestler. He's done MMA for a while, trains near Dortmund. Actually a really good guy. We're gonna try and find maybe one more person, and then it's probably gonna be enough. He's also talking shit the whole time, so maybe I'm gonna fight him as well. But
after that, we found our approach. We were just going over to a group of friends and then trying to convince them. The first group we found, we went over to them, we explained to them what we wanted to do, and they were intrigued. They put forward one friend who they think they should do it, and he was kind of hesitant, he wasn't sure, he was thinking about it, but after a while we managed to convince him and he wanted to do it.
yeah? Okay, let's go. Okay, we found our next opponent. What's your name?
Abdul Kader.
Have you done any experience, any training?
No,
Nothing?
nothing.
Okay. You're a big guy, strong guy? You power lift anything?
A little bit.
Little bit.
And then it was time for fight number 4. A big guy, one of the biggest guys we had seen at the beach. He was extremely strong. I got his first grip, but I immediately knew it wasn't gonna work, and he just bumped forward trying to take me down. I swept away, kind of a little bit of an arm drag, and I went out of the way. You can see in the replay, he just barged forward. I managed to grab a leg. I fell with him, but luckily enough I fell on top. If I would have fell on bottom, that would have been a problem. Here I was in side control and he was just pulling on my head with everything he could do. This is the typical beginner white belt technique, which I mean you should do in this situation. If you're not trained, why not grab a hold of your partner? This isn't grappling, this is just a random guy coming over to you and asking you to fight basically for $100. So he's doing what you should do in this situation. But of course for me, this isn't a nice position to be in, but I'm not gonna have to tap. I managed to step over. I was trying to put him kind of in a situation where he would let me go, because he was extremely strong. It was difficult to grab or to break his grip, but then he gave it away and I went to top mount position. There was kind of sand a little bit all over. It wasn't the best situation. I was controlling his arms, moving forward. He gave his back away. I managed to follow through. We were rolling down the sand and I ended up again in a top mount position. I was waiting for him to maybe give his back away a little bit more. I had one hook in, I managed to pull him back and I got him where I wanted to be. On his back, he couldn't grab my neck, he couldn't do a lot in this position. He was trying to fight my hands and I got one arm across and he decided to tap, which is the safe thing for him to do. So good job on him, great awareness and a good fight overall. But afterwards, his friend immediately decided he wanted to do it as well, and we had another challenger, a 5th fight. He saw his friend do it and he thought to himself, okay, I have to do this.
His friends wanted to go as well. What's your name?
Tigo.
Tigo. Have you done any experience, any training?
No.
Nothing? Okay, let's go.
And then it was time for the 5th and what would be final fight. We started, I went low, I decided to get close, went for the leg, started to playing with the body a little bit, moving around. He was also grabbing my legs. He actually, when you look at it, had a little bit of experience. He said he didn't, I believe him, but he did the right things. I took him down, but you see how his arm goes across my neck. He was pulling me down. Great instinct by him. He was in a good position here. I was moving around, not really that much in danger. However, he was doing all the right things. I pulled it through, I ended up getting the takedown. However, as you can see, his right arm was across, his left arm shouldn't be there, but if he knew what he was doing, it was a good position. He was trying to lock his hands a little bit, but I was in time. I wasn't in problem. I think it's one of the good things about training combat sports, because when you look at it like this looks like a bad position. In reality, I wasn't in danger because I knew how to get out of danger. I knew, okay, if I put my right shoulder in, if I fight the hands, I'm not going to be in danger. If you don't know what you're doing, this could be a dangerous situation. It looks really bad as well. However, at the end of the day, you can get out of danger and something like this happens. You pass through it, side control, top mount, inside 1 minute, you're out of a dangerous situation. He was still grabbing my head, I was breaking it, pulling his arm away. He was a strong guy. I mean, I've said that about most people I fought today, but they were actually all strong guys. I think when, you know, $100 is on the line, you're gonna do your best, you're gonna fight. So I think that's one of the good things about this experience. I managed to pull it through. I had one leg locked, however I didn't have it perfectly, so I gave him a little bit of space, hoping that he was gonna give his back away, which he did, but I didn't get it fully. Here I was in top mount position, I was waiting, and then when his arm went across, I knew, okay, here's my back take. I went for it and I got another checkmate position. Again, didn't apply it, there's no need for it. He tapped and it was the end of the 5th and final fight. I was really happy with how it went. I think all the fights were amazing and I was extremely happy.
Oh, another strong challenger. You actually got a choke after a while. I was like, okay, he knows what he's doing. Alright, that was gonna be it. I fought 5 people. I think everybody did really well. What you see is kind of the typical, like the white belts, they're gonna use a lot of strength, like the beginners, they don't know what they're doing. A couple of them actually had some techniques as well. The MMA guys was actually really good. Went really well, it was really fun. See you next time. Hoos!
So, quick after note. I just got home and my ear all of a sudden got extremely blue and swollen up. So, yeah, be careful. Fighting random people, don't do it. Like I said, people that don't train are usually more dangerous than people that do train. So, it is what it is.